Let's get it on. Boss, you ready, boss? What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of StorrsNation. We're so sorry about last week. Did you guys miss us? Because we definitely missed y'all. I'm your host, Hezekiah Johnson. Join me as I welcome Ryan Kim and Isaiah Davis to the show, everybody. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
How you doing?
Pretty swell.
Let's start things off with a little baseball. What are your thoughts on the red-hot Red Sox, Ryan?
Whew! When's the parade? Because at this point, they are legit. They beat a team that was a wild card team, but that wild card team won 100 games.
Yikes.
What wild card team wins 100 games and doesn't win their division? Apparently the New York Yankees. Or it could be because the Red Sox.
The Yankees.
Or it could be because the Red Sox, I don't know, maybe they were on pace for a record season, you know, starting at 79-34, finishing with 108 wins, 54 losses. I don't know about you, but that seems pretty championship caliber to me. And, you know, when you look at this team, David Price, he performed when it counted. His first game, not his greatest, but luckily the Houston Astros, they also didn't play their greatest. But, you know, at the end of the day, they have a team that's made up to be the champions. They got the defense. Look at Benintendi. We all know what happened on that clincher in games, that last game. And you know what they say about defense, right? Defense wins championships, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for anyone to beat them. And they're going down to the last potentially 7 games here. So,
Isaiah, what do you think?
Just going off what Ryan said, the Red Sox have just been on fire recently. They beat 2 amazing teams that had 100-plus wins. And before the postseason started, the Red Sox were number 2. Astros was ranked number 1, Yankees number 3. So they beat number 1 and number 3. And it's not like they just beat the Astros. They scored 29 runs in 5 games. Their offense just killed the Astros. The Astros were the defending champs. Everyone thought the Astros were looking good into the playoffs, which they were, but they still couldn't stop the Red Sox. It seemed to be a tough path, but the Red Sox just made it look way too easy. The Red Sox, I think, could be on their way to winning a World Series.
Now, does the Dodgers have a chance on winning against the Red Sox?
The Dodgers, they can definitely put up a fight. I mean, that team is equally as loaded, you know, with the midseason acquisition of Manny Machado. He's having, you know, quite a pretty good season with them so far. You know, 273, 338, 437 slash line with 14 home runs. You know, they have Clayton Kershaw going in game 1. First time at Fenway. So that should be interesting. But we all know Kershaw is he's an ace. He's an ace on any team. So, you know, he can put a stop on the Red Sox. Cody Bellinger, youngest postseason MVP. You know, not the greatest postseason stats, but he can hit one out of the park when it's needed. His defense in the outfield is pretty legit as well. Personally, for me, I'd like to see Chase Utley go out with another ring because, you know, we all know it's his last year. He hasn't played in the postseason yet, but his veteran leadership had to have played off at some point in the season while in that clubhouse. And, you know, 2 rings is better than 1. Who doesn't want to go out on top? And this is the perfect opportunity to take down a powerhouse Boston Red Sox team coming in with 108 wins and coming in with, you know, you could say they're coming in with all the momentum, coming with the 2 series wins that they've had, and then the Dodgers obviously coming off the Game 7 with Milwaukee. So it could go either way, I think.
Isaiah, what do you think?
I think that they are going to have a chance, but it's going to be very, very hard. They just came off a grueling 7-game series against the Brewers, so that I think they might have they might be just a little tired, fatigued from playing such a long series. But at the same time, Kershaw said it doesn't matter how you get there, which is true. Just because they played in 7 games doesn't mean they can't upset the Red Sox. True. I actually think the series is going to be a lot closer than people think. I've been hearing people say Red Sox 5, Red Sox might even sweep them. I don't think it's going to be that easy for the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox, if they do win, they're going to win 6 and 7. It's not going to be as easy as people think.
Yeah. All right, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we'll be talking about the NBA. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Basketball season is finally among us. The Celtics look red hot on opening day and they end up falling to the Raptors in their potential Eastern Conference Finals preview match. Now, the Celtics are pouring with talent. Some may say too much talent. Kyrie is going to be a free agent next summer, and so is Terry Rozier. Ryan, starting with you, who do you think will be repping the green next season?
You know, being totally honest here, I'm hoping that they lose pieces.
Yikes.
Because, let's be honest here, they may lose one or two, if not both of them. They're not going to lose both of them. That's
I don't think
a
they'll
given.
lose.
I don't think they will. I think maybe one of them will, but let's be honest, even without them, they'll be fine. I hate saying that, but they'll be fine. However,
Without both? Without both of them?
if by chance that happened, I don't think it's happening. Who's coming back? Now, I think either or, I think it's going to be a toss-up regardless, because I think what it comes down to is, one, the contract. Two, obviously, in a contract year, how do they perform? It's all about the performance. So I think at the end of the day, like I said, it comes down to, who fits in best with the Celtics lineup this year. Because they have to move the ball around so much that if you got a guy like Kyrie who may be, scoring 25 points a game, maybe he's not the best guy to be paying, $20, $25 million a year to. However, Terry Rozier.
Kyrie.
It is Kyrie, but
This is Kyrie
but
we're talking
Terry
about.
Rozier, if you can spend half that money for about 15, 18 points a game, let's say theoretically, if it were a starter, 15, 18 points a game, those other 10 points can equally be distributed. They have the
Pieces
depth.
are gonna have to
They
step
have
up,
the
though.
depth. Gordon Hayward's coming back. He's on a full year, and you know how good he can be.
He done broke his ankle.
But come on, he looked pretty good on opening day.
He did. He starts to get a little comfortable, but he did.
And then, the key piece here, I think, in the picture is Jason Tatum.
Jason
Right
Tatum,
now, he looks
has a
like
problem.
the best player on that team, especially up and coming. Where in a few years he's gonna want that big contract, and if they're thinking down the line like they should be, you don't pay Kyrie that kind of money, because Jason Tatum, when it comes time for that contract extension, I would give him the money over Kyrie, because point guards are plenty in the NBA.
Isaiah, do you feel the same way?
I think that Kyrie will get re-signed if he stays healthy. Danny Ainge is a very, very smart GM. If Kyrie's not healthy, he's just going to ship him off. He's out of there. Real easy, out of there.
He's out.
But at the same time, Terry Rozier is a very solid point guard. But I need a point guard that's going to come during the playoffs when it all counts.
Hey, now.
When they faced against the Cavs last year, he shot 38% from the field. Closeout game, Game 7, Kyrie, walking bucket. When I need
Walking
a point,
bucket.
Kyrie's going to give me some points.
I
Terry
like that.
Rozier,
Automatic.
0 for 10 from the three-point range.
Yikes.
Shot 14% from the field in a closeout game.
Let me hear it.
I can't have that from my starting point guard. I need a player that's going to give me a bucket.
A bucket.
At the same time, though, Kyrie may not want to stay. Even if he's healthy, Kyrie might not want to stay, because Kyrie might not even be the best player next year on the Celtics, to be honest with you. I think next year Tatum could be the man in Boston.
So, are you saying right now Jason Tatum is better than Kyrie Irving, or is he just playing better than Kyrie Irving?
Right now he's playing better than Kyrie Irving. But at the same time, it's kind of weird. Like, Kyrie is still the best player on the Celtics, but Tatum is right there, and
But
he's
Kyrie's just coming
back.
off foot surgery. He's coming back in the groove of things.
Yeah, but we know Kyrie's injury history. Kyrie might get hurt again like he has in the past. So Kyrie keeps getting hurt. Why re-sign him? Danny Ainge, you saw what he
He's
does.
smart. Yeah, he don't care. He does business, not personal.
Definitely not. You saw what he did with Isaiah.
With the first week of the NBA underway, and we have had our first taste of the 2018-2019 season, what is your boldest prediction?
Call me crazy, but
You
I
crazy?
got two of them for you. One in each conference. One might be crazier than the other, but in the East, the Sixers are winning the East. The 76ers are winning the East. And number two, before I get into specifics, number two, the Pelicans are going to compete in the West. I'm not saying they're going to get the first, second, or third spot, but they're going to have the skills to compete.
What?
But, the Sixers, in all honesty, Sixers, even if they don't end up winning, I mean, of course, I think they're going to, but in the end, if they don't, I think they definitely have the pieces to put up a fight in the East, because LeBron went to the West. Most of the talent is now in the West. Hate to say it, but the West is obviously, stacked. We all know it. But the Sixers, they're coming from 28 to 54 2 years ago, improving to 52 and 30 last year. That youth was in the playoffs last year. They had that experience, or they had that time and the experience in that postseason to grow. Give them another year and a full year of cohesive play. Markelle Fultz back. He's got a new shot. He's in a new rhythm. He's got a new approach. Joel Embiid, so far, I mean, granted, very early, 2-3 games in, but Joel Embiid, so far, looked like that stud that they brought him in to be. Hopefully off of minutes restriction. If he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be their go-to guy, of course, with Ben Simmons. The two of them are going to be the duo. And for the Pelicans, it's going to come down to how Anthony Davis plays. I think if Anthony Davis can put up MVP numbers like we know he's capable of doing, that team can be very, very, very dirty. I think New Orleans, they can be a dark horse if two key players, Drew Holiday can, one, stop getting injured, because he's an underrated point guard in my book, but two, if Anthony Davis can be that MVP player that we know he can be, I think the Pelicans will be up there.
Isaiah, let's hear your boldest predictions.
Okay, I have two bold predictions as well. My first bold prediction is Kawhi Leonard doing very good on the Raptors. I say that this offseason, Kawhi Leonard re-signs with the Raptors for a max contract.
That's bold.
I think he stays with the Raptors. He has a connection with the coach. I think that they're going to do very well this year. What you said with the Sixers, no. The Sixers, I don't think the Sixers are going to make that much noise against the Raptors, especially the Celtics. Celtics basically own the Sixers. They got the number. They own the stadium. They own everything basically from Philly. And my other bold prediction is Anthony Davis makes history. Anthony Davis will be the third player in NBA history to win the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year.
Oh, I like that.
Next to Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon.
But that's not impossible to think about, though.
It's not impossible, but it is hard. Defensive Player of the Year got Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid, Kawhi, Draymond. Got a lot of competition. And MVP got LeBron on the new Lakers. Giannis.
Steph is always up there.
Yeah, Steph and KD. Steph and KD always split votes for MVP, but I think Anthony Davis can make history and win both of those awards this year and make a big impact for the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans maybe could be like a 4 or 5 seed because the Lakers, they have been looking okay. The Lakers don't have shooting.
Even though they're losing, yes.
They don't have shooting.
They're still losing, but I feel like they'll find it soon. They're still trying to play with each other.
Are they going to find a shooter?
You never know. Lonzo can shoot.
Lonzo can shoot what?
Lonzo can shoot. Y'all just keep knocking him because
Lonzo can shoot a rock into the water? That's the only thing that he can do right now.
He can shoot. You can shoot. He can't shoot. Have you seen him play in high school? Have you seen him play in college?
Are we talking about high school or college, or are we talking about the NBA?
We're talking about all three. Has he not been consistent so far?
In high school and college, he's done okay.
So far this
I'm talking about the
season.
NBA. The NBA is a different animal. The NBA is a different animal.
You're not answering my question.
The NBA is a different animal.
Answer my question.
High school and college, yes, he did good.
You're still not answering my question.
Well, all right, repeat your question so I can hear it.
I said, is he not shooting consistently now? Right now, the first 3 games he done played.
No,
and even the preseason.
because people are still saying the Lakers need shooting. If he was that good, why would they need him?
People say what they want. They said he's trash. Well, Malcolm Brogdon done won Rookie of the Year, averaging less numbers than he did. So people can say whatever they want.
Lonzo Ball is not a shooter. He will never be a shooter.
He can shoot. Never said he was a shooter. I said he can shoot.
He can shoot what?
You're in the NBA because you can shoot if you're in the NBA.
Not everyone can shoot.
Ben Simmons can't shoot.
At all.
At all.
You're right. But he has the tangibles in other aspects of the game. Same with Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is not a shooter.
He can shoot.
But
Ben Simmons can't shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They both not shooters, but one can shoot, one can't shoot.
Well, at least Lonzo tries. At least you have to respect Lonzo's shot a little bit. Ben Simmons, you just
You can leave him.
Ben Simmons is open.
You can even do it in 2K. Just get right here.
Just turn around. Get the rebound.
That's all we got for this week's everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow UCTV on Twitter. And make sure you DM us what you want us to talk about. We want to see what you guys want, and we'll give it to you. I'm your host, Hezekiah Johnson, signing off.